everyone. Welcome back to Fridays with Nina. I'm excited to introduce team members today who have been instrumental in getting me this far, helping me clear the primary, and now are taking me to the final general election. We have with us Priya, who's our daughter, and who has been our social media guru, working behind the scenes to make sure that she introduced me to the public and people knew not only who I was, but what the Auditor General did. And on this side is Nicole Miller. She's our web developer, and without her, you would not have the platform to learn about me and also what the Auditor General does. I'll start with Priya to tell us a little bit about the role of social media in a campaign, particularly in the time of COVID, as well as what advice she might give her peers who might be interested in doing work like this.
Absolutely. So I'm Priya. I am a junior at Occidental College. I'm a politics major. I've been mainly focusing on the social media work, and I think one of the biggest things that I've learned watching and doing this during the campaign was that social media gives you a fantastic avenue to talk to your constituents. I think it's an underrated tool because you get to make one-on-one connections with your constituents and with people who are hopefully voting for you, and make those connections in a much greater way. And I think that's really paid off during the pandemic when we couldn't go out and stuff like that. And one piece of advice that I think I would give my younger self is to make sure that you don't take no for an answer. A lot of people will tell you that you might not belong in the room because you're too young, you don't know what you're talking about, or stuff like that. And when you really sit down and you think about it, you belong in the room because social media is the tool of our generation. And you belong there just as much as anybody else. So.
Great. Thank you for that great advice. And Nicole, who's our web developer, has been doing this for many years. Will tell us a little bit about that, as well as what advice she could give her younger self looking back.
Well, thank you so much, Nina. I'm so excited to be a part of the team. As you said, I have been in digital media and marketing for over 20 years with a background in web development as well as content generation. I've worked in multiple industries from pharmaceuticals to education to wellness, and now I'm excited to bring some of my talents to help a candidate that I believe in. In terms of a piece of advice that I would give someone who was interested in web development, I would say that if you are a person of color, if you're a woman, there might not always be a seat at the table for you, but you need to, if it's something that you're very passionate about, you need to create a seat at the table, you need to ask questions, you need to speak up and get involved. And I think that would be my greatest piece of advice, is not to be afraid. If you want something, you have to go after it. And I'm excited to be working with you to make sure that we're putting out factual information for your website, making sure that your constituents have the highest quality information at real time. So
wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I just want to underscore one point, is that as you see, all of us are women of color here. Priya and I are Asian Americans, and Nicole is African American. We all bring certain lived experiences to the table that are critical to make sure that my hashtag, Leave No One Behind, is real as we go forward to govern. And I want to do a shout out, just like they said, about standing your ground and having a solidarity behind you. These are sisters in the struggle, and I'm very, very grateful to both of them and everyone who's been supporting me, but understanding what role we can play in what our country looks like, what our state looks like, what our cities look like, and who is making those decisions is really important. So good luck to all of us as we forge into the future. We have 100 days left for the election, and I would make sure that you guys are registered to vote. Use the mail-in ballot option so you can stay safe, and if you do vote in person, please find out what your polling station is well ahead of time so there's no confusion. And thank you for helping us turn Pennsylvania deep blue. Thanks very much. See you next time.